You're watching WYLN TV 35. Now, from the area's leader in live local news, this is WYLN News, the area's #1 source of live local news and information in Luzerne, Schuylkill, Carbon, and Columbia counties. WYLN News starts now.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us on WYLN News. I'm Julia Wiegand. We begin tonight with breaking news out of Schuylkill County. A fatal crash occurred along Route 309 in Rush Township shortly after 3 p.m. The crash involved 2 vehicles near McKinley Carpet. The Schuylkill County coroner was called to the scene, and traffic was backed up in both the north and southbound lanes as police investigated. WYLN is currently on scene, so we'll have more details tomorrow night at 5:30. The Luzerne County District Attorney's Office and State Police are investigating a Wednesday morning shooting in Foster Township. Police in Whitehaven received a report that 57-year-old Ronald Hoffman was waving a rifle around on Anthony's Road shortly before 10 a.m. State police were called in, and officers ordered Hoffman to put down the weapon. Hoffman reportedly pointed a gun at an officer and was shot by a trooper. Hoffman was struck by a single round and pronounced dead at the scene by the Luzerne County Coroner's Office. The trooper who shot Hoffman will be placed on administrative duty as authorities continue their investigation. A Luzerne County man wanted on kidnapping charges was captured yesterday by U.S. Marshals in Ohio. 45-year-old John Vincent Watson's accused of kidnapping and sexually assaulting a 14-year-old girl back in October. The girl escaped from the Red Roof Inn back on October 25th in Plains Township and told police that Watson abducted her and assaulted her numerous times. Authorities say Watson was living on trains in the Cleveland area and was captured on one around 9 this morning. Watson faces charges of rape, statutory sexual assault, corruption of minors, and several other charges. He was taken to Cuyahoga County Prison in Cleveland following his apprehension. A Luzerne County man is behind bars for allegedly sexually assaulting a child. 32-year-old William Urick of Wyoming is accused of assaulting the child in Edwardsville. The victim was interviewed by the Luzerne County Child Advocacy Center, and Urick was subsequently charged with indecent assault and corruption of minors. He was arraigned and taken to Luzerne County Prison, unable to post $25,000 bail. The Pennsylvania Turnpike Commission is predicting that over 5 million people will be traveling on the Turnpike this holiday season. Holiday traffic is projected to match that of 2019, with an increase of 40% over the last year. Turnpike officials encourage travelers to prepare by finding real-time traffic and roadway conditions online and urge motorists to allow plenty of time to get to their destinations safely. Travelers can use 511PA to set up personalized travel alerts for specific roadways, times of the day, and days of the week. The holiday travel bustle begins today and runs through January 2nd. The Food and Drug Administration approved a pill for people who tested positive for COVID-19. The FDA authorized Pfizer's Paxlovid oral pill, which is a faster and less expensive way to treat infections and is said to have high rates of efficiency and mild side effects. It's also been shown to have a 90% decreased risk of hospitalization and death in a high-risk group. Patients must test positive for COVID first in order to get the pills and will need a prescription. It was approved for use in adults and children over 12, and the U.S. government agreed to purchase enough of the Pfizer pill to treat 10 million people. Meanwhile, Merck is also in the process of having an antiviral pill approved by the FDA. Governor Tom Wolf has announced that Pennsylvanians working in a public profession will not have to pay state income tax on their current student loans. WYLN's Mackenzie Ocker has more.
Governor Tom Wolf announced that Pennsylvanians in public service professions with student loan debt do not have to pay their income tax on their loan relief from the Federal Public Service Loan Forgiveness Program or the Pennsylvania Student Loan Relief for Nurses Program. By doing this, those eligible for these programs will allegedly avoid paying thousands of dollars in state taxes.
So that's why today I am announcing that Pennsylvanians who participate in the Pennsylvania Student Relief Program for Nurses, or if they're in the Public Service Loan Forgiveness Program from the federal level, they are not going to have to pay any tax on their loan forgiveness.
The Pennsylvania Student Loan Relief for Nurses program was established for nurses who have worked long and hard throughout the pandemic in order to carry on within their profession. The Federal Public Service Loan Forgiveness Program is a federal program for direct loan borrowers who work full-time for a qualifying employer while making 125 certified monthly payments through a licensed repayment plan.
We need to make sure that financial burdens do not keep our best and brightest from taking on some of these most important jobs. And that's why these programs were created in the first place, to help people who have devoted their careers to public service to get out from under the crushing weight of student debt.
Student loan forgiveness is not considered taxable income at a federal level, as Pennsylvania joins other states from Wolf's recent decision.
The whole point of student loan forgiveness programs for public servants is that these people have chosen to serve the public, and often in lower paying fields because they want to make a difference. You don't have thousands of dollars lying around to pay a one-time tax bill. So it's wrong to take what should be a blessing and turn it into just another burden.
Reporting for Wyln News, I'm Mackenzie Ocker.
Thanks, Mackenzie. Luzerne County's election board plans to send letters this week to find out why they didn't receive Election Day ballots from those who requested them. Of the 25,112 sent out, only 18,250 were counted and returned before November 2nd's 8 p.m. deadline, meaning that after ruling out ballots that rolled in after the deadline and mail voters who ended up casting provisional ballots at the polls instead, 6,135 voters did not return mail ballots that were logged as sent to them. Of those, around 1,380 were randomly selected to receive letters seeking feedback as part of the board's continuing commitment to improve elections in the county. The board will discuss the findings at their next meeting on Wednesday, January 12th. A family from the Poconos is asking for the public's help to locate their missing puppy. The 8-month-old pit bull puppy named Luna was stolen from the family's front yard last Saturday around 1 p.m. in Tannersville. Pocono Township Police said the suspect went through a nearby fast food restaurant, parked in the lot, walked across the property, and took the puppy right from the front yard. Police released surveillance photos of the suspect and the vehicle they were driving at the time of the incident. Anyone with information on Luna's whereabouts is being asked to contact the Pocono Township Police Department. And speaking of keeping pets safe, Pennsylvania State Police are reminding pet owners that they're required to provide animals with basic needs as required by law. If animals are kept outside for periods of time, they must have proper sustenance and access to clean, unfrozen water in order to avoid dehydration. They must also have access to an appropriately sized shelter that provides protection from the weather and keeps them dry. Giving an animal as a gift for the holidays is not recommended, as many are just surrendered to shelters just months later. PSP encourages people to support their local shelters and rescues, and even consider adopting a pet in need of a loving home. Visit psp.pa.gov for more information. Coming up on Wyln News, Scranton's Masses for the Nativity of Our Lord schedule, plus Yuengling's slogan settlement. But first, we'll take a look at our 5-day forecast brought to you by the Wyln Weather Kids. We'll be right back.
My name's Haley. I'm 4. And the weather is going to be snowy.
We want your child to be our WYLN Weather Kid. Your child can be our feature weather reporter of the day on Wyln News and Wyln social media posts, just by using your smartphone or any video recording device. It's easy. All ages are welcome, from toddlers to teens. To find out how, go to the weather section of WYLNTV.com or look for our post about it on the Wyln News Facebook page. Submit your Weather Kid video today.
You always get a feel-good shopping experience at Grand Central in Hazleton.
Have you ever experienced that super pushy salesperson who follows you all around? Not here. Or wandered around that big box store looking for help in the appliance department, only to find the pink guy? Not here.
And we have an experienced, courteous sales staff here to help you find the perfect mattress, piece of furniture, or appliance with no pressure.
And don't forget, everyday low prices.
You always get a feel-good shopping experience at Grand Central in Hazleton.
Come shoot at Whitetail Preserve, 118 Boulevard Road in Bloomsburg. Their skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields are professionally designed, and all stations are handicap accessible. Whitetail Preserve has resident shooting instructors certified by the NRA in shotgun, rifle, pistol, home safety, and personal protection in the home. Whitetail can also cater any size event, whether it be a private party, corporate event, or wedding. Call 570-384-2314 or 570-790-8969. WYLN programming is online all the time. Visit our website at WYLNTV.com to check out archive shows and a live stream of our broadcasts. And don't forget to visit all of our social media pages for breaking news, weather, and sports. You can also head directly to our YouTube page for all our programming at youtube.com/WYLNTV35. Subscribe and ring that bell so you get notified every time there's a new show available online.
Bishop Joseph Bambera invites the faithful to celebrate the Nativity of Our Lord Masses in Scranton at the Cathedral of St. Peter in person. The bishop will serve as principal celebrant and homilist for the Pontifical Vigil Mass of Christmas at 4 p.m. and the Pontifical Vigil Mass of Christmas at midnight. Catholic Television will provide a live broadcast of the Mass at 4 p.m. and via live stream across all social media platforms. The bishop also reminds all parishioners to remain vigilant and use their best judgment to protect the health of themselves and their neighbors. All parishioners are strongly encouraged to wear a mask to attend Mass, regardless of vaccination status. Anyone who's sick should stay home and participate through CTV or a parish live stream Mass. Bud Light scrubbed its social media of their latest campaign slogan after receiving a cease and desist letter from Wyln last week. Wyln's letter stated that Bud Light's posts for the next generation of beer were trademark infringement on their flight beer slogan, the next generation of light beer. A spokesperson said the Pottsville brewer had to act, noting that Flight's one of Wyln's lead and fastest growing brands. Wyln also poked some fun at the beverage giant via Twitter last week with an image of a cartoon burglar, masked and suspended from a rope pilfering Flight's catchphrase that said, "We know imitation is the sincerest form of flattery, but this is going a bit too far." Although Bush did not issue a formal response to Wyln, the posts were replaced this week with ones that teased, "Get ready for what's next." Bring a friend and beat the winter blues with free bingo at Heritage Hill Senior Community. Come in from the cold to play some of your favorite lively games of chance and win gift card prizes on Tuesday, January 18th at 2 p.m. RSVPs are required by January 14th, so be sure to call Rachel or Brittany at 570-427-4500. If there's inclement weather, the event will be held on Tuesday, January 25th at 2. A Christmas Eve service will be held tomorrow night at Christ Lutheran Church in Hazleton. And for those who cannot make it to the Mass, WYLN will be broadcasting it live on Christmas Eve. The evening begins with a medley of Christmas favorites at 10 p.m., followed by the service at 10:30. Pastor Wayne Loophole invites the entire public to attend the church that's located at the corner of Green and Church Streets in Hazleton. And remember, if you can't make it out, tune in tomorrow night at 10 right here on WYLN TV. Coming up on Altamont's News Choice, we talk pet holiday safety and community in you. Plus, Leading the Way, Part 4. Stay with us. But first, season's greetings from Dr. Kira Weaver.
Hi, I'm Dr. Kira Weaver, Associate Medical Director of the Emergency Department at Lehigh Valley Health Network, and I'd like to just wish you all a very happy holiday and a safe holiday season.
No matter how busy life gets, your health needs to come first. That's why the relationship you build with your Lehigh Valley Health Network primary care doctor is one of the most important you'll ever have. From identifying your personal health risk factors to coordinating care with specialists, LVHN is here to partner with you every step of the way. And with the choice of virtual or in-person visits, it's never been easier to put your health at the top of your to-do list. Take the first step by visiting lvhn.org or by calling 888-402-LVHN.
Hey guys, tune in this week to Let's Talk Chiropractic. Brittany and Dr. Alex, she has had multiple problems. She fell 15 years ago and fractured her hip, slept on her stomach for 34 years, and everything's getting better. Tune in, let's see what her life is like.
PPW Nation, get ready for the best of PPW Season 2. Join Paul Bowe, E. Julius Kuiper, Alexander Bravado, Tom Mitchell, and Alex Watt as we take you down memory lane and relive some of the best PPW matches of all time. Saturdays at 5 p.m., Sundays at 10 p.m., only on WYLN.
Do you like craft beer? Do you want to learn the right way to sample wine? How about checking out a restaurant with a unique flavor or a crazy food challenge? These are just some of the things we are featuring on Wine, Hops, and Road Stops. So, spend some time learning about great wine, great beer, and great food on WYLN TV 35.
Most pets want to be included in holiday festivities just like any other family member. But like the kids, we have to look out for our furry companions. It's important to keep their eating and daily habits as normal as possible during the bustling season.
I mean, any dog, no matter how good it is with people, can get spooked at any time. You're not going to know. They get anxiety issues just like people do around the holidays. There's a lot going on. It's confusing for them. There's different music, different noise, different people coming into the house. So always keep in mind that your dog could be spooked by strangers. And you know, better safe than sorry. When we have guests over, sometimes our dogs are in another room. They're fine, and everybody stays safe. It's just a matter of being smart about it, you know. Don't spook them out. You don't need anybody getting bit. You don't want your dog to bite anybody. You don't want your dog to be uncomfortable. That's their home, and they need to feel safe in it too.
Whether it be the holidays or not, one thing's for sure, dogs love food. Even the smallest of treats cause their eyes to light up like the North Star. Before you feed them holiday delicacies, you may want to check to see if it's safe for their digestion.
There's a whole list of things that not to feed your dogs, what to feed your dogs during the holiday season. I'm guilty of giving my dogs table scraps when they want it. They watch me, they know I'm eating, they eat with me, but mostly my food is okay for them. But you just got to Google it, safe food for dogs. It comes up. You know, dogs can't have onions, they can't have chocolate. There's grapes they can't have. There's certain things that are common that people do know, but there are other things that could harm your dog that you don't know. So when in doubt, make sure you check. You know, just reach out there and either Google it or call the shelter. We'll work with you. We'll give you a list of what to feed them, what not to feed them. They need their treats too. You just want to do it in a safe way.
And oh, Christmas tree, watch out for holiday decorations that may not be suitable around fur babies.
Yeah, you always have to watch around the holidays with the trees going up that the dog or the cat don't knock it over. There's also electrical wires. There's poinsettia plants that could be dangerous to different animals. So you have to be careful there. Make sure your holiday plants aren't where your dog could eat them. So check that out.
The old saying goes that it's the thought that counts. But giving a dog as a gift isn't in the animal's best interest.
Please, please, please don't buy anybody a dog for a gift. A dog is not a gift, okay? When you're going to get somebody a dog, they need to come with you. They need to pick out the dog. They need to understand what it takes and what it entails. And the dog is for a lifetime, so it's a big commitment. So don't try to surprise mom and dad with a dog that they're going to trip over and get hurt with, and the dog's going to end up in the shelter anyway. Do it the smart way.
Traveling isn't recommended during the pandemic, but if you find it necessary, prepare your pets for that trip over the hills and through the woods.
Some dogs are better off in cars than others. Some dogs get anxiety issues when they're in the car. You may not know it if you're not used to taking them. So if you think you're going to take them for the first holiday trip, start off small. Take them up around town for a little bit and see what it's like in the car. Keep in mind they could see something on the outside and want to go after it. So you don't want your dog getting sick in your car. You don't want your dog jumping out the window in your car. I've had dogs open the door of a car by hitting a button or roll down the window by mistake. So keep that in mind. If you're going to be away for any kind of distance, have somebody check on your dog that your dog is familiar with. Don't send a stranger in your house to check on your dog. If you're going to have somebody come in that your dog doesn't know, have them come in while you're there a few times before they come to visit.
The Carbon County Animal Shelter is still adopting amid the pandemic. To schedule an appointment, give them a call at 570-325-4828 or check them out on Facebook.
You always get a feel-good shopping experience at Grand Central in Hazleton.
Have you ever experienced that super pushy salesperson who follows you all around? Not here.
Or wandered around that big box store looking for help in the appliance department, only to find the pink guy? Not here.
And we have an experienced, courteous sales staff here to help you find the perfect mattress, piece of furniture, or appliance with no pressure.
And don't forget, everyday low prices.
You always get a feel-good shopping experience at Grand Central in Hazleton.
Hey, did you know WYLN posts news stories and other bonus content on social media all week long? The Weather Kids, Fresh from the Farm, Everyday Heroes, Let's Talk Sports, Feel Good Friday, daily news stories, and more. Visit WYLNTV.com, Facebook, and YouTube to check it out. WYLN, the local leader on social media. We're your local network.
No matter how busy life gets, your health needs to come first. That's why the relationship you build with your Lehigh Valley Health Network primary care doctor is one of the most important you'll ever have. From identifying your personal health risk factors to coordinating care with specialists, LVHN is here to partner with you every step of the way. And with the choice of virtual or in-person visits, it's never been easier to put your health at the top of your to-do list. Take the first step by visiting lvhn.org or by calling 888-402-LVHN.
Like and follow WYLN News on Facebook for the midday WYLN News update, posted between noon and 2 p.m. Powered by Lehigh Valley Hospital Hazleton, the all-new emergency room at Lehigh Valley Hospital Hazleton is nearly double the size. Our updated facility features all private rooms, the latest technology, and a quicker, easier check-in process. Lehigh Valley Hospital Hazleton, your partner in ER care.
WYLN CA35's children's programming is designed with the specific purpose of serving the educational and informational needs of children. In compliance with FCC guidelines, a copy of the children's programming report is on file for public inspection at WYLN 1057 East 10th Street in Hazleton, Pennsylvania during normal business hours. To view the report online, visit fcc.org.
WYLN's going behind the scenes to learn more about the lives and goals of our local leaders. So, Dr. Kira Weaver is leading the way into part 4 of this week's series.
And welcome back to this week's Leading the Way with Dr. Kira Weaver. Dr. Weaver, what are some of the challenges you face as emergency medicine doctor at the hospital?
So I think one of the biggest challenges as an emergency medicine physician is we have to quickly gain knowledge of a patient with having no prior knowledge at times. Yeah, there's a medical record, you can look at that, but if you need to be at the bedside of a patient, they're critically ill, you know, that's not the time of looking through a record. You need to kind of be able to gain, you know, insight from the patient or their family or EMS and be there at the bedside caring for that patient. To do that is not always easy because you have to be able to, you know, kind of gain trust of the patient or their family, or be able to have a good rapport with EMS and, you know, be able to get, you know, critical information that you need from them in a timely manner. The other challenge for us is that we take care of everybody, which is a great thing. It's actually one of the reasons I picked emergency medicine as my specialty. So we take care of, pediatrics through geriatrics, we take care of medical patients, we take care of trauma patients. But we also take patients that, are under, basically have limited access to the medical system, like the homeless population. We take care of patients that are maybe new to the area, and aren't established with a doctor yet, or don't know how to get established to a doctor, or the underinsured. So we're a resource to them. Sometimes we're the patient, we're a patient advocate in that sense because of the fact that they'll come see us, we provide care and we'll try to get them arranged with outpatient, find resources to help them get, follow-up, or maybe we have to provide the care in that moment to get, whatever their situation is, to get them cared for till we can get them to another provider, or just getting them set up with within our network in specialist care. So we're kind of that gateway to patients having access to the healthcare system sometimes. It can be really challenging because along with that, some of the more challenging issues is obviously violence, substance abuse can be challenging for both the patient, and then obviously sometimes psychiatric disease as well. They can be complex medically patients that also have underlying psychiatric disease, and so sometimes it's very difficult in gaining a proper history from these patients because perception of what their medical disease may be a little bit different than when a patient just comes in complaining of chest pain that doesn't. So it is tricky. It's a great challenge, and it is a privilege to take care of all those patients.
So where you are today, definitely, you said was a long road, something you should be very proud of. What other achievements that you've done in your life are you most proud of?
So I think one that really shaped a lot of my career path, even though it had nothing to do with medicine, was my experience running cross country for Bishop Hafey. So I ran for Bishop Hafey from my freshman through senior year of high school, graduated 2002. And during that time, I went from running a 27-minute 5K to about, it was right at 20-minute 5K at the time. And I was not a naturally fast runner. I could run all day, but I could not run fast, and I'm not a sprinter. So it was a lot of discipline, waking up, getting out of bed, going and, running almost every day of the week, having that training discipline, showing up on time, keeping in mind long-term goals, not necessarily short, because I wasn't thinking about medaling at districts like I did my senior year, my freshman year. I wasn't thinking about that or going to states. I was just trying to improve.
Definitely think those things are important, when you're trying to focus on something. And like you said, they carry you through life sometimes, and where you are today to get where you are today. Check back tomorrow night as Dr. Weaver continues leading the way into part 5 of this week's segment. Good night.
And that's the news. Remember, the source matters now more than ever. Catch all the latest on our Facebook page, YouTube page, or at WYLNTV.com. Stay with us. A look at today's weather is next, right here on WYLN TV.